According to data from Michigan State Police in 2010, there were more than 100,000 victims of domestic violence, and by 2022, that number dropping to about 70,000. However, the crime has become more deadly.
Yeah, 24 years ago, 89 victims died, but by 2022, that number rose to 101. Experts say domestic violence is a learned behavior where a person uses physical, sexual, and emotional abuse to control the other person.
Yeah, Carolyn's been talking about getting the message out early to young people, but there is a way to change that abusive behavior as well. Anchor Carolyn Clifford looking at a program to do just that.
In our series, Breaking Free from Domestic Violence, we wanted to explore programs designed to rehabilitate domestic violence abusers. One we found that is trusted by the court system is called Redeemed, but it takes work and commitment. So tonight, we are lifting the voice of the founder of this program and an abuser who walked through the door of the program and discovered redemption. Outside the doors of his childhood home, Jesse Hollins grew up around violence, pimps, prostitutes, and angry men.
You soak that up. This person is out of line. This person gets hit for being out of line. That must be okay.
Instead of his fists, Jesse says he used crippling verbal attacks with threats of bodily harm against women, including 2 wives. Almost 50% of women and men in America have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetime.
I may have been abusive, definitely, but as far as violence, I didn't beat up on women.
He calls his behavior abusive, yelling, screaming, calling women out of their name to get his way, or because the pressure of daily life was too much, from a low income to problems with debt.
And you can't cry, so what do? You explode, you get angry, and you take it out on people that you love, because hurt people hurt people.
That out-of-control behavior finally brought the police to his doorstep when his wife called 911.
When they came to my house, I said, I didn't call you, so why are you here?
Fortunately, the Detroit police officer who confronted Jesse that night was able to calm him down, and he was led away in cuffs.
I was in such an angry state that my mindset was, we can all get on the front page.
Jesse was the kind of man Sherry Ware grew up fearing. She grew up with deep, dark secrets of domestic violence at the hands of her father. Like her mom, she endured vicious verbal attacks and physical torture by her own husband and father of her 2 children.
I never called the police on him. I never told any of my brothers or sisters.
She, too, kept it secret.
One day my mom said, it's almost 100 degrees, why do you have that turtleneck on?
Her long sleeves hid black and blue bruises, but a frightening scene would change her mindset.
When I saw my son fly up to the ceiling in the house and slide down that kitchen wall, I knew then I had to do something different.
With her sister's help, she ran in the middle of the night. She and her children spent a year hiding out in a wine cellar underneath her sister's home.
I began to get the paper trail, because I had pictures of the bruises and everything that happened, even had cracked ribs, so I had the hospital record.
But instead of just focusing on her own healing, Sherry says God led her to help the very men she was once petrified of.
Because I had been so abused, I never got healing. You know, we didn't see counselors or therapists. We were so poor we couldn't afford it.
Sherry knew other abusers like Jesse could not afford therapy either. So with training, she went on to create a Michigan State certified battering intervention program in Detroit called Redeemed for Men.
There is help for men who have chosen to use violence and abusive behaviors. They can't unlearn it. They have to relearn. They have to replace and they have to rebuild.
It's 52 weeks long with 4 phases, including why they're in the program, accountability, core beliefs of violence, and looking at the past to move forward to a non-abusive lifestyle.
What made you believe that you had the right to strangle her, to hit her, to cuss her out? We have to get to the root of the problem.
Most men come to the program through 36th District Court in Detroit.
The curriculum that we use is evidence-based, and it's a lot of cognitive behavioral techniques that we use to get to that thought process.
Programs to transform abusers first came on the scene in the 1970s, but some experts argue it does little to put a real dent in this epidemic, where 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men in the U.S. have been the victim of severe physical violence by an intimate partner. Sherry says Redeem for Men is working.
How many lives have you seen changed?
More than I can count.
Since starting in 2012, Sherry says 90% of the men who complete the program are not repeat offenders.
And it works if the men come in and work the program and really want to change their lives.
For Jesse, being locked up and being barred from his home changed his mindset.
It's a scary thing to find out your thought process.
Jesse now counsels other men through the Redeem program.
It's awesome to see the transformation.
And he's grateful to Sherry for not only giving men like himself a second chance, but for giving survivors of domestic violence hope.
And as long as I'm still standing, I know that there is a whole line of women behind me that I can help to encourage, to build up, to empower, so they know that they're still standing as well.
You gotta want to change it. I think Redeem was God sent to me.
Believe it or not, Jesse and his wife are still committed to one another. He says it's not perfect, but he is a changed man and a work in progress. Now, if you would like more information about the Redeem program, please go to our website at WXYZ.com. And remember, if you need help, call Michigan's Domestic Violence Hotline. It's open every day of the year, 24/7. Call or text 1-866-VOICE-DV for a free, confidential conversation. And I am so glad that Jesse shared his story, because so many men don't know there's help available and they really can change if they want to.
Remarkable to hear him speak so openly about his experience, where he's been in his journey and where he is now, and the success of that program.
Yes, and now he's helping other men follow in his journey.
I also loved hearing Sherry say they can't unlearn, they have to relearn.
Absolutely.
So.
And it takes work and commitment. And coming up tomorrow for our final story in our Breaking Free series, we take a look at the children who are often impacted the most by what they see in a home with violence. How do we save them and break the generational cycle of abuse? That's tomorrow, right here on 7 News Detroit at 5.
All right.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you can find Carolyn's Domestic Violence Breaking Free series right now at WXYZ.com. We also have several resources for anyone who needs to reach out for help. Dave?